Hello. So in this video, what we're going to be doing is just further covering the topics that we touched upon with our previous extended ACL video. We're just going to use the time to elaborate a little further on the permit and deny statements and what exactly you can do with them. So in this video today, what we're going to be doing is, oh, by the way, just one thing real quick I'll mention. The network that I have set up is already taken care of. We have OSPF connecting everything together. Everything's all communicating. I've already gotten that stuff out of the way. If you would like to just start working right now with this tutorial and not have to configure this network for yourself, or if you'd like to compare the running configurations with what we have done today and what you're currently doing, feel free to hop over to jmichael.ca and you'll be able to download the work pack and get started on this right away. But we're going to be doing a couple things today, and the first one is going to be creating an ACL that's going to prevent us from being able to FTP over into our server. And we're also going to be creating another FTP that's going to prevent us from telnetting into our telnet router. But as you can see, we do have FTP set up right now. We would be able to log in with the correct username and password. As you see, we're logged into the FTP right now. And as far as the telnet's concerned, we're going to telnet into this interface over there. Which is found at this IP address. Let's just make sure that we do have telnet set up though first. Yeah, so we're going to be telnetting from this subnet right over here, and we're going to go and telnet right into this interface right there. So first, let's get things started. We're going to create an extended access list, and what this extended access list is going to do is prevent FTP access. So since we are going to be denying something, we need to make sure we use the deny statement. After that, we specify the protocol. So because TCP is an FTP protocol, we're going to put in TCP. So after we specify the protocol, we're going to be saying which host do we want to deny from FTPing into our server. And we want to deny any host. So we would type any. Now that we've specified the source IP address or the source network range, or the source portion of our ACL, we need to look at the host. And we want to prevent access into a destination host of 192.168.3.254. So because this is a single host, as you can see, you need to specify that it's a single host. So we're going to just put in host and then the address. After we've specified our host, we pretty much have everything that we need. The only thing left is to specify the protocol. And as you can see, we do have a few to choose from under the TCP category, but we're only working with FTP right now. So we're going to go ahead and select FTP. So we're denying TCP from any source address to the host of this address, and the service is going to be FTP. So now that we've done that, you got to remember with ACLs, there's always an implicit deny all at the end of it. So you always need to make sure that you include the permit IP any, because if you don't, it's gonna get to this statement right here, and deny is going to be coming right after it. The deny all is going to be after it. So we need to permit an IP any to permit anything else other than what's being denied. So we've gotten that set up. The last thing that we need to do is just go ahead on the interface and apply it at the appropriate spot. So because when you're dealing with extended access lists, you want to place it as close to the source destination as possible. So as you can see, that would be FA01 is the closest place to it, is our server right over here. So let's go on to that interface. F01, I believe. Yep. And we're going to do IP access group. And now we need to give the name, which was FTP. And after we give the name, we need to say whether this is going to be an inbound or outbound. So as you can see, we're going to be going out to our FTP. So we need to let it know that it's outbound. All right, so we've created our access list and we've applied it to the interface that's closest to the destination as possible. So let's move back over to PC0 and see if we're going to be able to get a successful FTP. And as you can see, it's not as easy to connect as it was last time. We have our ACL preventing it. So that's how you'd prevent or deny an FTP request using an extended access list. So let's move on to Telnet now. So we're going to be denying, so you need to start it off with deny. And Telnet belongs to the TCP protocol. And we're going to be denying any source address. And the specific host that we're trying to block is 3.1. So now that we've specified our host and we've specified our source IP being any and the particular host being this address, we need to say what it is we want to block. And what we want to block is Telnet. So let's let it know. And we need to get around that implicit deny all. So we go IP any. And let's move on over to the interface. As you can see, this is where Telnet is. So let's place it on FA00. And how's the direction going to be flowing? Well, it's going to be coming into F00, right? So we need to let it know that it's coming inbound. So we've applied our access list. We'll move over to our PC and let's see if we're able to telnet into it now. And telnet is not going to be happening. We have our extended access list taken care of. We've prevented any host from logging in. So it should be the same from this guy right over here. So he's not going to be able to get in. But let's say we want to allow PC1 access to telnet into our router, right? We just want one specific guy to be able to get in there. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to create another extended access list. We'll call it yes telnet. And we want to permit TCP. And it's a specific host, right? .11. And it's going to be going to a specific host as the destination that we want to block. It's a destination that we're trying to reach. So 192.168.3.1. Service we're going to be using is Telnet. So let's go ahead and permit that. And let's go back to our interface, which I believe was F00. Yep. IP access group. And we called it yes telnet. And it's coming inbound, right? We got a request coming from here, coming into F00. So let's make sure it's on in. So we'll go back over here, and hopefully we get a request now. There you go, we do get a request now. So as you can see, ACLs are as easy as that. You just really need to get comfortable with the statement, knowing that you're going to be using permit or deny. You choose the protocol, you line it up with the source host and and then the destination. After you do that, you just select the protocol. Don't forget to always include your permit IP any's, and that's it. So we've taken care of another extended ACL. If you would like to have a more thorough explanation of how this technology works, head on over to the page at jmichael.ca, download the work pack, follow along, and I hope this video helped. But we'll see you soon.